Hello you guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a makeup tutorial, and if you want to learn from me how I do my face and eyes, then keep on watching. As you can see, I have put my hair back. Now let's start with prepping my skin first. So today I'm going to be using a Nivea Light moisturizer. This moisturizer works pretty much well on my skin type. Basically my skin type is oily in summer and combination in winter. So basically it's oily slash combination type, and it works pretty much well on my skin type. So I'm going to be taking a handful of this moisturizer and applying all over my skin. Let's begin by doing my eye makeup first. For eye concealing, I'll be using Pro Conceal and Corrector palette from MAC. I'm in the shade medium deep, so I'll be using the shade NC42 all over my eyelid. And this brush which I'm using is Pro Art PF13. You can basically use your finger or brush to basically blend the concealer into your eye circles. I'm using my hand to do the same. So let's start by concealing my left eye. My eyelids are very oily, they crease, so let's set them with some powder first. I'm using Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette, and I'm using the color, this color here, to set my concealer. Make sure that you don't powder all over the lid area, so that the concealer stays wet where you want the shimmery portion when you apply it, so that they stay intact. Since I'm just doing a brown smoky eyes today and there's no much a shimmery thing going on, I'm going to be applying the powder all over my lid area. And if you still notice that there are any crease lines going on, just make sure that you tap them with the finger before applying the powder, so that once you apply the powder, they just set in. So let's start by defining my crease area first. For that, we are going to be using the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette. This is a very good palette for any beginner who wants to try out new looks. It has quite a range of colors, as you can see. So now let's start by defining my crease areas first. So for that, I'm going to be using this transition color. Tap the excess off and place your blending brush over this portion. You can also use one tape which comes, and just place the tape over the rim of your eye, so that you can do so that the V which is defined in the end is very precise. But I'm not going to be doing that. As you can see, the crease is now defined. Now we are going to be deepen the eye look, deepen the eye socket area with a much darker color than what we used as a transition shade. For that, I'm going to be using this particular shade, and this particular brush is from Sigma. This is a Precision E42 brush from Precision range. So for that, I'm going to be just placing the brush in at the tip of the brush and placing it on the color, so that it picks up the color just where I want to place it. So now I'm going to be placing this over here, which is just my socket area. If you just poke it in, you can use as much color as you want, so that you can either deepen the color or just soften as you like. As you can see, I'm using the shade little by little, and I'm going in and deepening this particular shade all over my socket area. So now I'm going to be using Downtown Iconic Beauty Palette, and I'm using this particular color. This color is Chinatown, and using the same brush, I'm going to be placing it now. I'm using a much fluffier blending brush, and I'm just going to be blending all this together so that there are no any harsh lines formed. So now let's do kajal. As you can see, I've done my kajal and just smudged it out with some brown color. Now let's start by my face. For concealer, I'm using Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and this is in the shade Caramel. Now to blend this out, I'm using a damp sponge. So now let's start by blending this all together. Foundation, I'm going to be using NYX Total Control Drop Foundation, and I'm in the shade Golden Honey. Now for contouring, we'll be using Makeup Revolution bronzer in the shade 01 Cool, and the brush which I'm using is a Crayon shading brush. This is a very angled brush, so very useful for contouring your cheeks. Now picking up the product and tapping the excess off. Now just place the brush on top of your ear, this area. Just place your contour here. Now just blending it out. Such a difference, can you see it? Now for my nose, I'll be using a flat brush. This nose contouring brush is also from Kralon. I'll be using same shade which I was using for my cheek contours. Just placing it just. Can you see a difference when you define your there was nothing going on. My face was just flat after contouring. You can see that there is some definition to my face. Now, last but not the least, my eyebrows. For eyebrows, I'll be using a Miss Claire Eyebrow Cake palette, and I'm going to be using this particular shade, black one. Now, with the brush which comes within this palette, it also has a spoolie as well as a angle brush. It comes with spoolie as well as an angle brush. I'm just using the spoolie to brush out my eyebrows. Just brush them out in the direction that they are growing. Now that I have brushed them out, I'm going to pick this particular black shade from the palette, placing it at this area. I want more of the color to be concentrated. You don't start with applying the color to this area so that it just looks very artificial. Start with placing the color this area and also dragging it down so that my eyebrows become a tad bit long. No eyebrow powder. Eyebrow powder, such a difference. Doing the same for this. We start by placing the eyebrow product on this portion of your. Now for blush, I'll be using a MAC blush in the shade Peaches. You can see I've used too much of it, and there's almost nothing left in this. And the brush which I'm using is MAC powder brush. Just taking the product and placing it on my cheeks, apple of my cheeks. Just smile. Just the blush gives out that flushed out cheeks effect. I love it so much. Now for my lips, I'll be using a Nike matte lipstick. It is in the shade Mightly. This is my favorite pink tone from that range. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys like the final look, and if you guys like the final look, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Until then, bye. Thank you.